So the NFL humbles you, and Tom Brady last night was shut out. Last time he was shut out was against Nick Saban and the Dolphins. He was humbled last night. I will say this. The Tampa Tom is a more real version of the Tom. And he's chucking an iPad last night. He's dropping an F-bomb to a Saints coach last night. I get real emotion all the time from Tom. And at this point, he's been so successful at everything he's done. Is he becoming a bad sport? I see him unravel more in Tampa. I've seen more pick sixes per game. I've seen more tantrums per game. And last night was one of those games. He was sacked 4 times. He had 2 turnovers. He had 48 throws and no touchdowns. And when I look at Tom in Tampa, what I see is I get more of Tom. I get more social media. I get a little more anger. I get more tantrums. I get more personality. I get more social media. I get more barking. I always felt like New England is the overprotective parent of the NFL. They've got their own secret service. Everything's covert. Everything's behind the walls. So if you have an internal issue, you just don't see it. I mean, even Gronk came into the league. He was party boy Gronk, and he would go to the podium and be afraid to say anything. Like they cover everything up, and Tampa doesn't. That's not their culture. I said when Tom went from New England to Tampa, I never worried about winning games. I worried about the Ybor City culture. It's just loose and fun and let it live and cocktails early. And the Buccaneers, when I cover them years ago, they kind of lean into it. It's a fun place to play, and it can be wild, and players kind of do their own thing. And I don't know. I always felt Tom in New England, it was like a well-produced TV show. A lot of stuff was left on the editing floor. I feel like Tampa's more of a reality show. I get a little warts. Too much to drink. I get that. I get the tantrums. I get that. I get the screaming matches. I get the pick six. I get the chucking the iPad. It's not a bad thing. It's a more authentic version of Tom. But New England has done that historically. They suppress information. They keep it away. It's protection. Don't let anything out. They got their own secret service. That's not most cultures in the NFL. It's certainly not Tampa's. And you're just getting good, bad, and different. You're just getting more Tom all the time. These are long seasons. 16 weeks is a long time. The NFL's added another week to it, and it's hard. You're not going to play great football. New England was scuffing early, and New England plays well. Then this Thursday, they played their worst football game in 2 months. It's hard. It's hard to play well. This is not college football where if you're a really top 10 team, 8 of your games, you just have better players then, and we all know this. So Arizona right now is struggling. In their last 4 games, Kyler Murray's 1-3. His completion percentage has dropped off a cliff. It's in the low 60s. His passer rating's in the 70s. He's not throwing touchdowns. He's throwing interceptions. So my guess is he came back too soon. It's very much a Russell Wilson experience. He's not 100%. And Russell, the way he plays and the way Kyler Murray plays, they need all their activity. They need their legs. Brady and Rodgers are different. First of all, they've been doing this for so long. Aaron's got, some toe issue. Brady last year played with a torn meniscus or something all year. But they've got so many snaps and so much experience. There's other parts of their game that can take them through these patches. You got to remember with Kyler Murray, he only played 1 year of college. He was really a baseball guy as much as a football guy. And he's only got 43 NFL starts. Now you put him on the road. No DeAndre Hopkins. Cleveland gets a lead at home, and it gets pretty ugly pretty fast. But what you've seen in the last couple of years is he plays really well early this year and last year. He gets banged up. He returns, and he's not the same quarterback. So one of the things, there's 2 things I've noticed about Kyler, and you got to watch the games to see this. I don't love his body language. He can be, it's got a little Jay Cutler feel to it. There's a lot of eye rolling, a lot of disgust. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think he's going to fall on the sword a lot. Aaron does it a lot, but Aaron often turns away. I see it as a fan. His teammates don't see it when Aaron turns away and is disgusted. And so, there have been reports that Kyler's not necessarily one of the guys. They brought in some leaders like A.J. Green and J.J. Watt, so that could be a component to it. The other thing is we have to be honest about this. He's 5'9.5" and about 205 pounds. I had an NFL player, a great one, who played him last year and hit him. Tell me this off the air. He's like, that dude doesn't like to get hit. not very big. And this player is a defensive player, said, I am big. And, like, he doesn't like to get hit. So not that anybody does, but some guys, Ben and Cam kind of lean into it. Josh Allen, Andrew Luck. There are players that kind of lean into that. They're big physical men. He's like 5'9". Don't believe the height, weight stuff. He's 5'9.5". That would be significantly shorter than me, and he's like 205. Only 9 pounds heavier than me. So he's not a gigantic guy, and this is a sport of gigantic men bearing down on you. So, he's gotten banged up the last couple of years. So there's that component to it. So I think Arizona is dangerous. I think they're good. I think DeAndre Hopkins back would help. But when you start seeing something 2 and 3 years in a row, you're like, it's a little bit of a trend. He needs his feet. If he doesn't have them, if he's not 100%, he's not the same quarterback. And that's I think, the space we're in. I think Arizona's a good team, but would I be worried a little? Yeah, a little bit, until he's 100%, and he's not. And I saw him get smoked twice yesterday, like hard, and took his time to get up. So this is a sport of big, big men. That's what it is, tackling you. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd, or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.